This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Okwade, and this is Africa Now. A Moroccan captured while fighting for Ukraine is among 3 people who have been sentenced to death by a Russian proxy court in eastern Ukraine. Brahim Saadoun and the Britons are accused of being mercenaries, Russian state media said. The court, which is not internationally recognized, is in the pro-Russian so-called Donetsk People's Republic. Now, the armed forces of Democratic Republic of Congo have accused Rwanda of sending 500 special forces in disguise into Congolese territory, the latest accusation in an escalating dispute between the neighbors. Rwanda's army spokesman said it was a fake story. A government spokeswoman said Rwanda would not respond to baseless accusations. Rwanda military called on the local population to exercise caution and to denounce anyone they see wearing green-black uniforms. And to politics. The leader of Tunisia's powerful UGTT union on Thursday said it was being targeted by authorities after it refused to participate in talks on a new constitution called by President Kais Saied last month. UGTT leader Noureddine Taboubi gave no details, but sources close to the union said there were fears that Saied will use the judiciary to target the union after he sacked dozens of judges last week in a move seen as aimed at consolidating his one-man rule. The union, a key player in Tunisia with about 1 million members, has also called for a national strike on June 16 in protest against the government's economic policy. Tanzania's main opposition party, Chadema, has urged politicians who left the country to seek refuge abroad to come back. It follows the government's call for politicians who left during former President John Magufuli's rule to return, assuring them of their safety. Some of the high-profile politicians in exile are former presidential candidate Tundu Lissu and former legislators Godbless Lima and Ezekiel Wanje. Senegal's President Macky Sall on Thursday said he is hopeful that a compromise can be reached with Mali's ruling military junta on the timeline for restoring democratic rule. Mali's military leaders who overthrew the government in 2020 have been negotiating with West Africa's regional bloc on how long they can hold power. They announced this week they had decided on 24 months starting from March 2022. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You're watching Africa Now. More stories coming your way after the break, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Embalo on Thursday appointed a new government tasked with preparation for the December 18 legislative election, following the dissolution of both the parliament and his cabinet on May 16 this year. The new cabinet will have 23 ministers and 12 secretaries of state. Members of the new government are scheduled to take oath of office on Friday. Mozambique was unanimously elected on Thursday as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. In the African and Asia-Pacific group, Mozambique received 192 votes and will succeed Kenya. It is the first time the Portuguese-speaking country occupies the seat. Mozambican President Filipe Nyusi said the country will be the voice of African nations that seek to build a peaceful future. On judicial matters, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa suspended the country's top anti-corruption official to pave way for an inquiry by a parliamentary group into her ability to hold office, the government said. In 2019, the country's highest court ruled that Busisiwe Ngwebane lied under oath and had acted in bad faith while carrying out some of her investigations. A number of her major investigations have in the past been overruled by the court, raising questions about her fitness to hold office. Now, former Algeria international and coach Rabab Majer has been sentenced to 6 months in prison for making false declarations regarding financial transactions. The 63-year-old was found guilty by an Algerian court of continuing to bank checks from a public advertising agency for a year after two newspapers which he owned had closed down, despite charges of forgery and fraud being dropped by Majer and a co-defendant named Brahim M. were jailed and ordered to pay 500,000 dinars to the National Publishing and Advertising Agency. And in sports, Kenyan sprinter Ferdinand Omanyala has become Africa's fastest man after racing to a first-place finish in the 100-meter race in Mauritius. Omanyala raced to a 9.93 seconds wind-enabled finish in Mauritius to become Africa's new fastest man, beating South Africa's Akoni Simbine to second place and Henrico Brigitis to third. Omanyala became the first Kenyan sprinter in 34 years to win the 100-meter event and has said his next focus is becoming the world's 100-meter record holder. And that is it on Africa Now. For more updates, to visit our website at www.TOS TVNetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember to subscribe on YouTube. To stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Abigail Ukwade. Thanks for watching.